Well, 9/11 is a day that many of us will never forget, and Rocklin High School is making sure to carry on its memory.
Yeah, to tell us more about this project, we're joined by April Kennitzer in Rocklin. And April, obviously you remember what happened that day, but the students weren't even born yet. So this is a very different lens that they're looking through.
Yes, definitely. At Rocklin High School, we really wanted to honor that day. 20 years ago, it was a time that we all remember, and we just wanted to really bring that on campus. We, for the last couple of days in our social studies department, have been doing a lesson of remembering 9/11, learning about the history, learning about how we got here, a little bit about the day, listen to some survivor stories, and then we actually got to listen to a video from a guy who works at the 9/11 Museum and Memorial, and he's asked two questions every day. He's asked, where were you on 9/11 and what's the lesson learned? And we really wanted to highlight the lesson learned, which is there are good things that come out of tragic events and we need to focus on the positive. And so we really wanted to end our lesson with being grateful and being, just what can we give gratitude to? And so we had our students all write what they're grateful for. And we actually printed them all on the door over here. And so all of the social studies department's classrooms have things that they're grateful for.
Oh, this is wonderful.
That is a great idea.
Yeah.
That is a great idea. Now, were the kids, I'm fascinated by this, how familiar were they with 9/11 and when you were teaching them stuff like that? Did you find out that some kids didn't know much about it, or were they all familiar?
Because it's such a big anniversary, they were somewhat familiar, and we did prompt them the night before for homework to talk to their parents about it. And so the kids came up with some great stories about it. I had one kid that said his dad had worked in the World Trade Center and all of his friends that he knew had died that day. And so it was just a great time to connect with our students.
Have you had any students actually go to New York to actually see the 9/11 memorial? Like, I know my daughter in the 8th grade, they took their East Coast trip and we all toured the area, and it was just kind of striking to see young people, again, who hadn't been born yet, but be so affected by something that happened just years before they were even on the planet.
We had a few students, they had mentioned that they had been there. Most hadn't because of living on the West Coast. Sure. But the students were still so appreciative and so grateful that we were sharing our story. I told the kids where I was and just how vivid I remember the day. And I know being vulnerable with them was just such an impactful moment between me and my students.
Wow.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning, and enjoy your Teacher of the Year award. I just gave it to you, so you can have that and tell your, your principal that you're the Teacher of the Year. That is seriously a fantastic project.
Absolutely. We love teachers around here, so thank you for all that you have been doing, especially through this pandemic, and then now teaching children the importance of this day. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. She's great.
Do you go back and forth with this anniversary with, I can't believe it's been 20 years and that it feels like yesterday?
Yes, both.
Like,
it's very strange.
Minute by minute. Yeah.
Very strange. Yeah.